Today, on Rural Road Tripper, the town named for the largest lake within the state of California, Clearlake, and the neighboring community of Lower Lake. Stunning lake views, a culture of outdoor sports, and some amazing historical sites. Stick around as we tour this lesser-known California lakeside destination. Good morning from the Best Western here in Clearlake, California. We're here today to explore this little lakeside town and see what's here. And I got here last night in the dark, and when I woke up, I had this view from my room, which was the lake in the distance. So that was a nice little surprise. But otherwise, this was not the best hotel I've ever been to. A lot of it feels like it's out of the 90s and just not updated very well. But it was an okay place to lay my head for the night. Take a look with me. We are going to be going all the way around the lake here in the coming episodes and see some of these communities that surround Clear Lake. I had an absolutely incredible breakfast, an omelet with hash browns at Trejo's Diner, a tiny little establishment with only a handful of tables. But by the time I left, every table was occupied, another sign of a great local eatery. Clear Lake, as a body of water, is not only the biggest lake, but also one of the oldest lakes geologically, fully within the state of California. There are many great views of the lake. I stopped at 2 of them. Stopping at the Chamber of Commerce, there is a little park next door, with a little area you can go fish from, which seems to be a very popular thing to do here, to go fishing. There were also quite a few birds hanging around this park, welcoming me to Clear Lake. I also stopped at the Redbud Park, which has a little gazebo, boat launches, and an old wooden pier that I walked down to see the view from the end. The Clear Lake area was originally occupied by the Pomo Native Americans, but due to enslavement, mistreatment, and diseases brought into the area by European settlers, many of the Pomo died, a terribly sad series of events to make way for the land to be settled by white settlers, many of which came during the California Gold Rush. In the town of Clear Lake, there isn't much in terms of sightseeing, but as mentioned before, there is a large amount of outdoor sports to spend your time, including fishing, hiking, and more. While there are lakeside hotels and so-called resorts, as worn down though they may be, I would not say that this is an area you go to just to sit back by the pool, or even by the lake. My impression was that this is a working-class community that happens to be beside a lake. If you are into outdoor sports, this may be the kind of lakeside stay you're looking for. It's certainly not the same kind of California waterside experience that you would get in the coastal communities, at all. Clear Lake has a little bit of shopping in the downtown area, including thrift stores, furniture stores, and other retail establishments, along with some coffee shops and restaurants. There is a little mini golf place here, which could offer some family fun for an evening. There are parks and playgrounds. Up closer to Route 53, there are more hotels, gas stations, a Taco Bell, a grocery store, and a drugstore. On the north end of town is a small shopping center that includes a Safeway grocery store, a Dollar Tree, and more. Headed south out of town on Route 53 on the way to nearby Lower Lake is a Walmart, which was a flashback for me, as it is not a Walmart supercenter, meaning that there is not a grocery section in this particular store, which is how I remembered the Walmarts of my childhood. There is also a Tractor Supply Company, a Carl's Jr., and a McDonald's here. Before reaching the town of Lower Lake, you come to the Marsh State Historic Park. Because this is a state park, there is a minimal cost to park in the parking lot here. Close to the road is the ranch that was operated by the Anderson family for many years. Let's take a look around at some of the accessible buildings here. In 1854, John Grigsby built a small house here in a very wild version of California. This house is the small part of the home still visible on the right side of the full building here today. John Still Anderson, along with his wife and 6 kids, purchased the property in 1884. They built the ranch house as it sits today, had some dairy cows as well as beef cattle, running a successful ranch here for years. Until the 1960s, family members remained living on the property. After dozens of prehistoric archaeological sites were found on the property in relation to the Pomo people, some sites dating back 10,000 years. The property eventually became a state park in 1982. There are multiple trails on site that take you back into the swamps and the archaeological dig sites. Lower Lake is a small town just south of Clear Lake that actually was the seat of Lake County for a short while in the 1800s. Originally called Grantville, the town was founded in 1858. Lower Lake is home to the reputed smallest stone jail in the United States, some neat downtown buildings, multiple wineries, and the Lower Lake Historic Schoolhouse, which even in its active days was considered to have been overbuilt in both quality and size for the small town in which it served. Today, that schoolhouse is a museum, which is all on the main floor of the building. Inside are displays about the school, the town, and the natives that inhabited this area for thousands of years. There is information on local industry and multiple neat displays on local history. It was a very well put together museum, but quite small and didn't take too long to go through. I'm always happy to support these little museums, though, that are preserving the history of their communities for future generations to see. The schoolhouse is a stunning building still today, and it's a fun and informational way to spend a little bit of time when in the area. I'll stop talking now to show you a little bit more of the laid-back community of Lower Lake. While I was walking around town, I had an older gentleman that was seated by the little grocery store stop me just to ask me what time it was. When was the last time you heard of someone actually stopping someone to ask that simple question? Certainly not common anymore. I truly felt like I had stepped back many decades while I walked around Lower Lake. Lower Lake and Clear Lake are both nice little mountain communities in rural California, a part of California that I much prefer to the more populous and more popular places. But then again, that's the point of my travels, to escape the bigger cities and see the hidden gems out in these rural areas. We'll see you next time somewhere else down the road.